All right. Well, in the interest of time, we have a lot of good information to cover today. So I would like to get started. I know we're going to have some people hopping on as we continue through the program, which is great. But I want to thank you all for joining us today. And thank you for joining this special event, Coffee and Conversation with Sister Carol. Today, we're going to learn about the future of Chestnut Hill College and some of the work that's being done behind the scenes. So it's kind of a sneak preview as to what we're working on and what's to come. For those of you that I have not had the opportunity to meet, my name is Erin Woolley, and I'm the Vice President of Institutional Advancement. And I'm very grateful for each and every one of you here today. And I would ask if you could please mute your Zoom. That would be wonderful as we go through the presentations. We will be stopping at different points for Q&A, for question and answer throughout our topics. But I would like to start by introducing our beloved president, Sister Carol Jean Vale. Sister, if you could give us a little, everybody knows Sister. And please join me in welcoming our special guest, Dr. Stephen Thunder, who is an assistant professor for human services and director of the Human Services Management Graduate Program at Chestnut Hill College. Thank you for joining us today. We've been remote for a while, but we'll be back on campus again and in person soon. Sister Carol, can you talk about what we have to look forward to this fall at Chestnut Hill College?
Thank you, Erin. I want to thank all of you for choosing to participate in this virtual reunion with a special congratulations to our two 50th year reunion classes, 1970 and 1971, who are our newest Golden Griffins. And welcome to the alumni from all of the reunion classes who are joining us today. I'm delighted to tell you that we plan to fully reopen the campus with in-person classroom learning for the fall 2021 semester, which will begin in late August. We're encouraged by the tremendous progress made by health experts and scientists over the last year. While we remain vigilant, we're confident that we can fully reopen while protecting the health and safety of our campus community. Under the leadership of our COVID-19 task force, the college's decision follows a comprehensive review of the latest guidance from the Federal Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and one of our alums, who has a very significant position at the CDC, is on our call this morning. I want to thank you, Mary, for all the outstanding work that has been done by the CDC over these many long months. The college's return plan prioritizes the health and the safety of our students, faculty, and staff, and also includes flexibility for the possibility of a reoccurrence of the virus in the future. Throughout the pandemic, we have worked closely with the Philadelphia Department of Public Health, the NCAA, and the Central Athletic Collegiate Conference, which is our athletic conference, for the spring 2021 return to fall competition. And I have to say that was a successful season for us, with several of our teams being in championship playoffs and our men's lacrosse team winning their first conference championship. Plans for the return to play for the fall will continue under the guidance of these organizations as we follow their specific protocols for the well-being of our student athletes. Our students, faculty, and staff have shown great strength and resilience as we have navigated the challenges of the pandemic, and I'm confident they will continue to act responsibly to keep our community safe and well.
Thank you, Sister Carol. I know staff, in addition to our students, are excited to return to campus as well. Steve, as a faculty member, what are you looking forward to as we reopen campus?
And good morning, everyone, and thank you all so much for having me this morning. I think the thing I'm looking forward to the most, I'm a teacher, and I look the most forward to being back in front of my students. We've been so incredibly fortunate through the pandemic to still be able to teach and learn and grow. But I'm going to tell you that online teaching has its challenges, and being able to be back in front of students again, it could not make me happier. Quite honestly, one of the things I look forward to the most also is being able to go into the McCaffrey Lounge and sit in one of those oversized chairs with a nice cup of coffee and watch our students have their college experience right in front of me, including my own son. So I am excited to get back on campus, pop my head into my colleagues' offices and distract them from doing their work again. I can't wait to just get to the hustle and bustle of a college campus once again.
Thank you so much, Dr. Stunder. Speaking of looking ahead, there are some exciting initiatives on the horizon that we would like to share with you today. And I'm going to start by sharing my screen. One of the program initiatives that we're working on is a new entrance to the Sugarloaf campus. So this site is probably very familiar to many of you if you haven't been to campus in a while. This is the intersection of Hillcrest Avenue and Germantown Avenue. In 2006, the college acquired the Sugarloaf campus, which is adjacent to the main campus. In order to expand, the college needed to grow its physical footprint. And in 2008, we developed a master plan that included an intersection. And this is where the intersection is going to be. This is a rendering of what it's going to look like. Very different than the slide that you previously saw. You can see it's a four-way intersection. It's currently a three-way intersection, and this will help us create a welcoming and safe entrance to the Sugarloaf campus. And we'll be talking about, as we go through this program, the different ideas and initiatives that we have for moving forward and why this entrance is so important. You can see this is a view descending Germantown Avenue, and this is the view ascending Germantown Avenue. So we're very excited about the Sugarloaf entrance. Construction is planned to start on as early as August. And ideally, I know it's an aggressive timeline, but we would like to have the construction complete by June 30th. And that's when June 30th, 2022, when Sister Carol retires, which will enable us to launch our programs that we have on deck that we'll be talking about today. So Sister Carol, the new entrance, as you know, is the key to unlocking the potential for the Sugarloaf campus. Can you tell us about the Wellness Collaborative and what it will mean for the future of Chestnut Hill College?
The Wellness Collaborative is a seamless, exciting, holistic, collaborative approach to the education of the whole person from infancy to advanced age. Our new endeavors accomplish the following. They reconceptualize the content of current programs, adopt new approaches to teaching, offer students in all three schools on-campus internships and practica, create a forum for shared research among scholars and students, refocus the liberal arts core to concentrate on the human person, and join neighborhood institutional partners to offer an innovative and visionary approach to education. The collaborative will explore what it means to be human by emphasizing the necessary balance among the mind, body, and spirit. It'll be rooted in a broad interdisciplinary approach to education and will study the dynamics that underlie the human experience. From various discipline-specific perspectives, we will ask, who is the human person, and what are the components essential to a profound, fulfilling, enriching life? It is our belief that the integration of mind, body, and spirit leads to efficacy and to a meaningful human existence. With this goal in mind, we are creating partnerships with institutions in Chestnut Hill. These include, so far, the Morris Arboretum, Woodmere Art Museum, Chestnut Hill Hospital, the Hill at White Marsh, Norwood Fontbonne Academy, and St. Joseph Villa. This group has the potential to build on and develop innovative programming that will make the town of Chestnut Hill a destination for education, the arts, science, spirituality, senior programming, and conversations that matter. Building on the strength of the college's premier programs, the collaborative provides the umbrella for a series of integrated programs that include behavioral health, psychology, education, restorative justice, environmental justice, medical humanities, art and ecotherapy, and mindfulness.
Thank you, Sister Carol. If you're interested in learning more about the Wellness Collaborative, Dr. Suzanne Zalgiza will be giving a detailed update as part of her presentation at 1 o'clock today, Humanities on the Brink of Greatness. So I encourage you to join us for that presentation later today. There are two main programs the college has been working on for the past couple of years as part of the Wellness Collaborative. One is the expansion of the college's Montessori program. Sister Carol, can you tell us what is unique about Montessori at Chestnut Hill College and the plans to expand the program?
I think this is one of the most exciting programs we've ever put together. We're in the process of founding the Chestnut Hill College Institute for Montessori Education, CHIME, working in partnership with Norwood Fontbonne Academy, a sponsored ministry of the Sisters of St. Joseph, as many of you know. The college will establish a lab school prepared to offer new levels of the Montessori program to undergraduate and graduate students and establish itself as a tour de force in Montessori education. Montessori methods can also be adapted for neurodiverse groups and for senior citizens suffering from dementia, thus establishing a connection to the Hill at White Marsh, the Villa, and the Wellness Collaborative. Montessori and dementia can be introduced as a certificate program in the graduate school with internships available nearby at the Hill at White Marsh and St. Joseph Villa. A decades-old program, Montessori education, is enjoying a resurgence, not just in the United States, but throughout the world, as educators and parents try to determine the optimal approach to teaching and learning. Montessori may hold the key to unlocking doors that keep socioeconomically deprived children from competing with their peers who live in better funded school districts. At least studies indicate this is true. Originally transplanted from Norwood Fontbonne Academy to Chestnut Hill College, the college will now return the favor by locating programming on the NFA campus. We're in the process of engaging Norwood Fontbonne through the creation of a lab school for future Montessori educators, the enhancement of the Montessori experience for NFA students and faculty, the instruction of undergraduates and graduates on site at NFA, and the introduction of new Montessori programs at the college, thus creating a comprehensive Montessori credentialing and degree programming. While the college already offers the credential for pre-K to 6 in collaboration with NFA, we will found an infant toddler program at NFA prepared to be certified to offer the Montessori credential for 6 to 9-year-olds and 9 to 12-year-olds. It will take several years before the college can apply to the American Montessori Society to be credentialed for these age groups, as well as to the Montessori Accreditation Council for Teacher Education to be accredited. But the programs can be introduced as soon as the curriculum is prepared. Moreover, these programs hold promise not only locally and nationally, but globally. In addition to classes offered year-round to educators in the United States, the program will recruit teachers from around the world to come to Chestnut Hill College to earn Montessori credentials. China is especially interested in equipping its educators with these credentials, as are other countries. These international programs will be offered in the summer, thus expanding the use of campus facilities during those months when students are not on campus. This has the potential to increase summer revenue substantially. As an arm of the behavioral sciences program, Montessori will enable interns to assist older women and men suffering from dementia, using Montessori methods and values to reteach basic skills has proven to be very successful in the treatment of dementia. The Chestnut Hill Psychology Department not only will offer the required courses, but will also benefit from supervising interns working directly at nearby senior care facilities, which are many in the Chestnut Hill area. Moreover, Montessori education tackles head-on systemic racism and inequities disproportionately affecting communities of color and low income by working to close the opportunity and achievement gap. Because of this well-known fact, there is the will to create more of these programs in the city of Philadelphia, which offers the college the opportunity for meaningful partnerships with the city.
This is very exciting. Thank you very much, Sister Carol. So at this point, we'd like to take the opportunity to open up for questions about both the Wellness Collaborative and the Montessori program. You can either ask a question. There's also the opportunity to click in the reactions, a hand raising, so we know to call on you if there's any questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sister. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Doctor. With the Montessori program, how large, I'm going to call it student body, are you anticipating, especially for the summer programs with the worldwide invitations?
Well, we're hoping because of the expansion of Montessori in many areas, especially in our own city and around the state, that we will be able to attract a fair number of new students into our undergraduate and graduate programs. If we start out with 15 new students and grow it from there, that would be an acceptable size. Where we might get more volume is in the summer, where governments from different parts of the world are actually sponsoring their teachers and sending them abroad in order to get this credential to bring it back home for the benefit of their own small children. Those groups could be as large, I think, as 30, 40, 50. And if we get from people from multiple countries, it could be larger than that. It would be a great boon to summer revenue, which you can imagine is not as robust as during the academic year.
That's wonderful, Sister. And will you allow them to stay on campus while they're studying with the beautiful campus residence facilities?
Yes, we would.
Sounds wonderful, Sister. Much success with the program.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Jeannie?
I have one question. Sister, the pandemic looks like it's easing up, but should international travel be restricted in any way? Will any of the opportunities for the faculty members be made available online, or will they all be in person?
I think there's a great potential now that we know how to successfully and effectively deliver courses online to a multitude of people at the same time. There's always that possibility that we can offer them online so they don't have to travel. Optimally, however, learning Montessori methods and working in a Montessori classroom should take place on site. So
You're right about that.
yes.
Thank you.
Edwina.
Sister, with the Montessori method, and you're starting them so early for toddlers and all, are you planning on, I guess this is really sort of the cart before the horse, but are you planning sign language at any point? Is that in the mix at all?
Well, we certainly have learned in recent years that young children who are pre-verbal do respond to sign language and can use it. So whether that is going to be incorporated into this program or not, I can't answer that right at this moment. Kathleen Anderson, who is assistant to the president for special projects and has been working very closely with this, might be able to answer that question for us.
Yeah, it is vital. I mean, children as early as 4, 5, 6 months are able to say more, and the frustration is so reduced in children as they get older. Their patience is there because they're not so frustrated. I followed this sort of carefully with my daughter-in-law and grandson, even though they're both not impaired. It still is a help for those
Yes.
who need it. Yeah, from Gallaudet and all that. Yeah. Thank you.
Kathleen, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I don't know that it's a formal part of the Montessori curriculum, but because the Montessori curriculum is so student-centered and student-guided, if a student wanted to learn it, it would be part of it. So we'll have to look into that to find out exactly if it's written into the Montessori curriculum as it now stands. But certainly it is a value to add to education at any level.
Little guy, Stephen he is in the Montessori program, or has been since he was 2, and but he knows sign language, and they incorporated it when they found out, and they used it in a program for all the little ones. They were able to do a program, just a little skit. It was, to show that they can do this. They enjoyed it too. It's another language, actually, they can add to their resume when they're older.
Yes, it is. And the Sisters of St. Joseph came to Philadelphia from St. Louis, and we originally taught the deaf. So sign language is a part of the history of the Sisters of St. Joseph and would be very apropos to include in this program.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Mary.
Good morning, everybody. Sister Carol, I want to thank you first for your shout out to CDC. We appreciate the shout out. It has been a very difficult year for everyone at CDC, and we appreciate your desire and your interest in taking advantage of the many guidances we put out. So we appreciate that. I wanted to ask a question about the Montessori. Are you planning to bring children onto the campus in a sort of a daycare center type environment so the students would have someone to practice on?
No, we are going to collaborate with Norwood Fontbonne Academy, which, as you know, is less than a mile from the college, right down the street on Germantown Avenue. They already have been using Montessori since the 70s. That's how it came to the college, through the Sister of St. Joseph, who introduced Montessori at Norwood Fontbonne Academy. And we're in partnership with them, in conversation with them, with their Montessori faculty, with the president of Norwood Fontbonne Academy. And the first thing we really want to put together there is the infant toddler program. It would be located on the campus, and our students would actually go to the campus, work on the campus through their internships and practica, and also actually take their classes in the Montessori classrooms at Norwood Fontbonne Academy.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And if there's additional questions, we will have time at the end. Oh, Roseanne, did you have a question?
I guess I'm curious how this new undertaking fits with some of the other really exciting things that are going on at Chestnut Hill. For example, I work at St. Hubert's High School, and I do hear the girls talk a lot about the forensic security programming. And so is any of that going to suffer from this investment, or is the growth of that going to continue as well?
Growth of that is going to continue as well. Not only have we already gotten $250,000 grant from the state of Pennsylvania to work on the Montessori and to educate teachers in different parts of the state, we're in the process of submitting a second grant for the same type of expansion. So we're going to be working with teachers here in the city and around in the area and up in Allentown to provide them the education that they need to become Montessori certified and accredited. You don't have to be approved by the Montessori Society to use the term Montessori. In Pennsylvania, there are 176 Montessori early childhood centers currently in operation. Only 7 are accredited, 7 out of 176. So to guarantee parents the quality that they expect, those teachers really need to be certified. And the state is moving in that direction. They have invited us to start an early elementary degree program that is Montessori in content and method. So we would be the only provider of that in the tri-state area. There are only 11 schools throughout the country who have the Montessori credential and are able to offer it to students. And we're one of them. So this will expand what's happening. This will expand the student body. It will grow students. And not only that, it is meeting a pressing need of society at this time.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the wonderful questions. As I mentioned, we will have time at the end for additional questions. My next question, though, is for you, Dr. Stunder. You've been one of the college's leads developing a new innovative program. Can you tell us what that program is and why it's so important?
So over the course of the last year or so, we've been developing two distinct programs for individuals with neurodiverse needs. The first is a college program for students who would come to Chestnut Hill seeking degrees. We've been developing relationships with a number of schools in the area with regard to laying a foundation for a pipeline of students that would come into the college who are diagnosed with some sort of neurodiverse need, receive supports while they are here on campus, and then developing relationships with companies and advocacy groups such as Philadelphia Works and Neurodiversity in the Workplace to assist with placing these individuals in careers after they receive their degree. Because it's not just good enough to create a great program. You have to develop relationships to have students find their way to that program, tailor that program to individuals with neurodiverse needs, and provide them with the opportunity to be successful once they leave Chestnut Hill and go out into the world. The second program is a Life Skills Through Career program that would be housed on the Sugarloaf campus. This program would be for individuals at more of a mid-level diagnosis with neurodiverse needs. They would come to us to achieve life skills and learn how to live independently or interdependently while being able to work in the community in some sort of job. The reason why these programs are so important is because there is a lack of services for individuals in this population. These programs are mission driven. We are well placed in the state of Pennsylvania to be able to provide these services based on the number of individuals in this area that need these types of services. We are providing service to a very underserved community, and we are bringing individuals to Chestnut Hill to teach them, to help them learn and help them grow so that they can go out into the world and provide themselves with the opportunity to live the kind of life that they want to live. So part of what I feel as though is so important about these programs is not only that it really fits into the mission of Chestnut Hill College, but it also provides the opportunity to give the individuals who would come to us the chance to really enhance their skills. The Life Skills program is family system centered. It's an opportunity to help families learn how to support their loved one. And it really provides the chance to foster the greatest skills of the individuals in the program and help them provide a chance to go out into the world and do amazing things.
Thank you very much. And Dr. Stunder, for those of us who joined us a little bit into the program, can you just share with the audience what your role is at Chestnut Hill College? And then after that, can you talk a little bit about what differentiates the Neurodiversity Life Skills Through a Career program, maybe from other things at other institutions, and what difference it will make in people's lives?
So for anyone who has just joined, my name is Dr. Steve Stunder, and that's probably the only time you'll ever hear me refer to myself that way. I am an assistant professor of human services, and I'm also director of it's funny, my daughter is sitting here watching me do this, and she just laughed when I said that. I am an assistant professor of human services, and I'm also the director of the Human Services Management Program, and also very excited to be one of the associate directors of the new Masters in School Counseling program that is starting in the fall as well. So the Life Skills Through Career program, throughout the course of my career, I've worked at a variety of different human service providers. I've had the opportunity to go to many programs throughout the state of Pennsylvania and in the country. One of my previous jobs was basically to be like Robert Irvine from Restaurant Impossible. Go around to different human service programs, and if they were struggling, help them get up to speed. So I've seen a great number of programs in this country for individuals with neurodiverse needs. Many of these programs, they're not happy places. They don't provide services that these individuals need. And they're not centered around the family. They're not centered around skills that can be provided to these individuals to go out into the world. What we're really trying to craft at Chestnut Hill is not just a great program while the individuals are with us, but really creating a sense of community so that these individuals can go into their own community, live, learn, and work. And when they come to us at Chestnut Hill, be part of the Chestnut Hill community. There are a number of institutions in this area that have similar programs. Drexel University has an Autism Institute for research. They also have a college program for their students. St. Joseph's University, I'm a proud St. Joe's alum, St. Joseph's University has the Kinney Center. What really differentiates our program is the focus on family systems, the focus on vocational skills, and the focus on independent and interdependent living. We want to teach these individuals how to have a life, because individuals with neurodiverse needs have that opportunity, but they need a group of people that have the patience and the empathy and the opportunity to provide them with those skills. Part of what I've tried to do is take the best elements of all of these different types of programs. Done a great deal of research talking to individuals at Mercyhurst University, for example, the Rochester Institute of Technology, the University of Colorado at Boulder, and all of the different institutions in the Philadelphia area to basically take the best pieces of all of these programs, as well as my own professional experience, and put them all together to really craft the best possible opportunity for these individuals here at Chestnut Hill College.
Wow, thank you very much. Sister Carol, my next question is for you. For nearly 30 years, you have kept the college's mission central to the daily work and programs offered. How did the neurodiversity programs align with the college's mission?
It's a good question, Erin. The growing number of autism diagnoses in southeastern Pennsylvania substantiates the need for the programs that we have identified. Our Jesuit founder, Jean-Pierre Médaille, urged the early sisters to divide the city into sectors, determine the need in each sector, and devise a plan to address the needs. That is precisely what we are doing, not only with the neurodiversity programs, but with the Wellness Collaborative and Montessori programs. As an institution founded by the Sisters of St. Joseph, we are committed to overcoming the obstacles that hinder others from reaching their full potential and enjoying the freedoms that many of us take for granted. A 21st century Sister of St. Joseph wrote a hymn in honor of this exhortation given to us by our founder. The refrain is, "Circle the city with love." That is precisely what these programs are designed to do.
Thank you, Sister Carol. Dr. Stunder, my final question on this topic is for you. What type of feedback and support have you received as you have had conversations with the state's Office of Vocational Rehab and other prospective program partners?
As these programs have evolved and the world is learning about what it is that we're going to do here at Chestnut Hill, we've had a great deal of positive feedback, especially from our potential partners with the state of Pennsylvania. We've had numerous meetings with the local Office of Occupational Vocational Rehabilitation, the district office, and the state office as well. Our most recent meeting with the state office included the deputy director and the executive director of OVR. We are currently in the process of developing an agreement with the state of Pennsylvania that would allow us to be a provider of services for the state, which basically means is that they would provide funding for our programs that individuals have already had allocated for them through numerous waivers that are provided to them by the state of Pennsylvania to seek services. One of the other great pieces of feedback that we received from the state is that they're so impressed with our programs, they would be interested in utilizing our program as one of the standards for what programs should look like in the state of Pennsylvania. My hope as we progress forward is that we continue these conversations, we continue these negotiations so that we can establish and solidify that partnership with the state so that they can help us sustain our programs. They have recognized that we are positioned in an area where there is a great need for these types of services. And my hope is we look forward to that opportunity to partner with them as we work through these potential partnerships.
Sister, is there anything else that you would like to add about the neurodiversity programs before we open it up to questions?
One of the things that colleges and universities, especially small institutions, are being urged to do today is to develop other centers of revenue for the institution exclusive of tuition. As you know, we're very dependent upon tuition. This is one of the programs that we're establishing along with the Wellness Collaborative that has the potential to open other sources of revenue for us and change Sugarloaf from a cost center to a revenue producing center. That's not why we're doing the program, but that is one of the benefits of this program.
Thank you, Sister Carol. I'd like to open this up to questions about the neurodiversity program for both Dr. Steve Sunder and Sister Carol. All right, Betty?
I'm wondering, Dr. Sterner, how many when are you starting to take students into this 2-year program, and how many are you taking or do you plan to take per year?
It's a great question. So we're hopefully looking to begin our college program in the summer of 22. And then the following year, looking at the life skills program. The life skills program would look to be housed in the Loyola Lodge. And we have the opportunity to house up to, I believe, 32 students per year. So the idea is to keep the program at such a level where we can provide that hands-on experience for them. Our college program, we are hopefully looking to start with, the number that we've kicked around is in the area of 10 students to begin. That's not to say if more than 10 students would like to come to us, we would not provide them with that opportunity. I think that part of what we're really trying to do is make sure that we're offering that small community feel to these individuals. One of the benefits of coming to Chestnut Hill College for our students is that they have the opportunity to be part of a community. And we really want to make sure that we are able to provide that small community feel to not only the individuals in our college program, but in the life skills program as well.
So the college program is 4 years, degree program for these same type of students, but higher functioning than the 2-year program.
The college program would be for individuals who are seeking a 4-year degree. Individuals who would go into the life skills program would not be degree seeking. They would be receiving vocational skills and life skills to be able to go out in the community and work and live independently or interdependently.
I just became aware at the University of Georgia that they have a program. It's a 2-year program, but I guess it's more life skills, but they get them into a career, help work them according to their liking, what they want to do. Right. And they only take, it's very few students per year for each of the 2 years, like 3 or 5.
Part of what we're looking to do also is we want to embed in the life skills program the relationship with the vocational agencies in the city of Philadelphia. I had mentioned Philadelphia Works and I had mentioned neurodiversity in the workplace. Their goals are placing individuals with neurodiverse needs in careers. about halfway through our program, we're looking to create that relationship between the individuals in the program and the agency, so that when they complete their time here at Chestnut Hill, they're going right into some sort of career path. The outcomes we're really looking to develop from these programs is placement in some type of career, as you mentioned, to the liking of the individual and their strengths. Because we want to be able to tell people, you're going to send your loved one here to Chestnut Hill College. They're going to receive this training and these skills, and they're going to go out in the world and they're going to work and they're going to live. Because in a lot of cases for families of individuals with neurodiverse needs, there's a great deal of stress and anxiety with regard to what the next step for their loved one is. We want to give them that peace of mind that they're going to come to us at Chestnut Hill. We're going to take great care of them, and we're going to send them out into the world to be the best possible person that they can be.
I have one last question. Do you have an age limit on who you will accept into each of these programs?
Well, the college program would be for individuals that, again, are seeking degrees. Typical individuals in a program like that, and I say typical, would be your individual who would be graduating from high school, and individuals with neurodiverse needs can go to high school up to the age of 21. So there is an opportunity there. The life skills program, we're looking at individuals over the age of 21, with the sweet spot being in the very underserved population of individuals with neurodiverse needs who are in the age range of about 21 to 30 years old.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your question.
Thank you. Abby?
Thanks, Erin. Thank you, Dr. Stunder. That's really, really fascinating, and I love hearing these developments. I have a question about how you see this integrating, or the students who would be pursuing the degree program. How much would you see them integrating with the rest of the undergraduate population? Like, what will be the balance between integration and providing the support that they will need, if that makes sense?
This population of students would be completely integrated in the campus community. They would be living on campus. They would be taking courses. They would be utilizing all of the services that the campus has to offer. The only difference is that we're going to offer them the opportunity to come to a summer program that would begin before their freshman year, where they can learn about the campus. They're going to take a 3-credit course. They can come to campus and get familiarized with it before everybody is back on campus for the regular year. However, these individuals would be completely integrated into our campus community. One of the big pieces of the research that went into this program and collaborating with numerous schools in the state of Pennsylvania was the idea of best practices and ensuring the inclusivity of these individuals, not creating a residence hall floor just for them or specific courses just for them. There will be supports provided to these individuals. They will be provided with extra supports through our different campus resources, but they will be completely integrated into the campus community like any other student.
Thank you.
All right, Lorraine?
Thank you. First of all, congratulations, Doctor. It sounds like a wonderful program.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions. First, how large a staff do you have supporting all of your efforts and all of your outreaches, especially with securing grants and working with the other institutions? And how large do you anticipate that to grow? And my second question is, as you're receiving grants and able to secure funding from other sources and other resources, especially the state of Pennsylvania and government-based institutes, will they have any input or control over the way in which you develop and manage the programs and courses and course content? Thank you.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you. The first question, this has been a village to get this particular initiative off the ground. We've had faculty expertise. Dr. Scott Browning and Dr. Corey Jackson have been instrumental in developing this project. We have had a task force, including the deans of our graduate school and undergraduate school. Lenore Talley, our Vice President of Student Life, has been involved in this project from the beginning. We've had a great deal of support from Institutional Advancement, the rest of the administration, and from Sister Carol. So this initiative has been a real group effort. I guess I'm just probably the most outgoing of the group, which is why I end up in these forums all the time, which is totally okay. With regard to the level of input for our, I'm going to call them third-party involvers in this particular situation. The Office of Occupational and Vocational Rehabilitation has a policy where when the individuals who would receive funding from their office are seeking services, they have to apply for funding through the OVR office. However, they don't have any input into what individuals can come to your program. However, they do have standards and regulations with regard to what types of things need to be included in programs in order for them to fund them. One of the great things about my previous experience is that I've worked at numerous institutions that have received funding from the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation and the Office of Developmental Programs. I helped create this program in that image so that we are creating a program that already has those regulatory requirements in existence. So therefore, the program is going to be in such a place that OVR and ODP are not going to have to tell us there are things we're going to have to change about our program. We're already developing it in the eyes of their regulatory requirements and their best practices. So I feel very confident that once we do establish that partnership and establish that ability to be a provider for the state, we have an already established program with the regulations that those institutions will have required. They're not going to be telling us what types of courses individuals need to take and things of that nature. They're going to be providing us with the funding to provide services to those individuals under the guise of the regulations of the state, which we've already established our programs kind of in the shadow of, if that makes sense.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. That makes perfect sense. Thank you.
Okay. Pat?
Hello, Erin, and congratulations, Dr. Stunder and Sister Carol. I have to say, when you go out with a bang. This is, I can't think of anything, I'd say in the last 10 years, maybe it's just, but that is so innovative, so creative, such ingenuity that's been put together by a team at the college. I can't think of anything. This is exceptional. Congratulations to everyone who's involved in this. It's really quite wonderful. And of course, my mind now just goes right to marketing and communications of this whole thing. It's so wonderful and it's so complex and there's so many layers to this. When will we see, let's say, a written article about it in the magazine? How soon will we be reading about this? And do you have a marketing communications team or agency lined up to really push everything we're talking about? I'm thinking the pathway into Sugarloaf, to me, talks about these pathways that you're talking about in these elements of this program. It all comes together visually when you think about Sugarloaf and the new entrance, as well as the content of what you're talking about with this program. So I'm eager to read about it. I'm eager to pull it apart and really delve into it and see it. Are you ready to go real public with this yet or not? Because it really is an extraordinary, when you look at the whole comprehensive nature of what you're doing, it's extraordinary. Nobody else is doing this. So congratulations. So that's my question about the marketing.
Pat, we're right on the edge of it.
Okay.
We just hired a new chief communications officer and have relocated the communications office to be an office within itself. We are in process of hiring a new director of marketing. This new chief communications officer comes from Drexel University. He has extensive background and experience. He's already hit the ground running. and has many creative ideas. And of course, this is right near the top of his agenda.
Sure.
We're waiting to get some final word from the Office of Occupational and Vocational Rehabilitation to know that the program will be funded. So we don't want to get ahead of ourselves there. Word is already on the street that we're starting this program because we've been contacted, actually. And the Montessori Chime is right there. We're ready to hire someone who will be the director of that program and one of the faculty members in that program who has vast Montessori experience. And so everything is coming together. We did not, let's put it this way, they say never abandon the opportunities that a good crisis offers. And we took the pandemic and we have worked assiduously and in a focused way throughout this pandemic to come up with these programs and to begin to implement them. And I can't tell you the fact that it does take a village, it does take a community. And this has been one of the most collaborative efforts ever undertaken by the college. And I think you can see the richness of what has been produced because of the many perspectives that were brought to bear. We have been talking about a neurodiverse program for years, but we didn't have the ability to do it. All of a sudden, every key player that we needed to put this together was a member of the college community. Amazing. It was an idea whose time had come. So yes, believe me, we are going to get this out there. We're going to advertise it. The higher ed writer at the Inquirer is very interested in the Wellness Collaborative. When she talked to me about the announcement of my retirement, I mentioned the effort by the college. She said, I want to do something on that. So hopefully you're going to see something soon.
And Montessori, and you know, that whole Montessori thing. And what's interesting is because there's a push now for pre-Ks to be Keystone Stars certified. So, so where does this program, the Montessori program, is it a competitor to? Do they overlap? Do they integrate? Is it an either or for a pre-K, either your Montessori or your Keystone Stars? How does that all fit in?
Kathleen, you want to answer that?
Yeah, thanks, Pat. The college actually got very involved in the growth of Montessori because of relationships that we have, but also because we were recognized by the federal government with an OCDEL grant that allowed us to expand teacher education into neighborhood sites, neighborhood Montessori schools. One of the goals of that was to raise their teacher credentials so that they too could raise their STAR credentials. And that's how the first grant went. The second grant that we're now participating in identifies even newer schools or other schools. So we're expanding with that footprint as well. The other goal of all of this eventually, and Chestnut Hill is the only college in the state of Pennsylvania that can offer degree programs and Montessori credentials together. But the other goal of this is that the state, Pennsylvania Department of Education, would like us to combine the Montessori and the licensing process for certification for pre-K4 together. And so we're also, as we do this, as we change the levels that we're involved in Montessori, we will apply to the state for that credential as well.
Yeah, everything's wonderful. Congratulations to everybody again. It really is extraordinary. And it sounds like there's so many departments, so many disciplines are involved in all of this. That truly is exciting.
Pat, that's high praise coming from you, somebody who really knows higher ed inside and out, who served at the college for many years and it is now in arenas where you're hearing all sorts of different input about programs and what's happening in the world of higher ed. Thank you.
Great, exciting. Congratulations.
Okay. Barbara?
Yeah. Well, as a member of the development committee and the leadership committee for the endowment, I think getting some information to our alums is really urgent at this time, because talking to people and trying to explain it all is a difficult situation because it is so complicated. And I don't know, blast emails if that works or not, but maybe something in writing that would come in the mail might be. I hate to go back on mailing, but I don't know that everybody communicates with their emails. And I just think it's important to let the general community of Chestnut Hill, especially the alums from past years, realize what's happening here. My particular class has a Zoom meeting every other Tuesday, and there are about 8 or 9 of us, depending upon who's available, to talk. And I've been talking this up for the last 3 months. But I don't know if, it sinks in unless they would get something personal. And, I just think it's an important component, considering where we are right now.
Barbara, thank you. We will do some thinking about how best to communicate.
Oh, you're on.
Thank you, Aaron. I don't know to whom to address this, so it's a toss-up question. As somebody who has driven past the existing entrance to Sugarloaf many times and had to turn around because I'm a dodo and I keep missing it, do you have a target date for groundbreaking for this wonderful new entrance, which I love?
Yes, so that is a great question. So our goal, it's an ambitious goal, is to have this new entrance complete by June 30th, 2022. So a year from now. Once we're at a place where we can utilize the new entrance, we can in and out, we could have a groundbreaking ceremony. I just don't have an exact time on that yet, but as we look to the next year, which is a very big year for the college, and as you heard, a lot of exciting initiatives on the horizon, in addition to Sister Carol's retirement, that will be part of our timeline, Jeannie, to celebrate that and to have a ribbon cutting ceremony. There's a lot of people who have helped us along the way in that process, including some of our state and local representatives who've helped us secure funding for that entranceway. So there's a lot to that. We're just not quite there yet. And it has a little bit to do with the timing of construction and when we can get supplies and kind of the background things, but it's all in process.
Thank you so much. And I think the future of the college looks wonderful with the combination of the new programs and, let's face it, an entrance befitting the property and the college.
I hope I didn't miss anyone. Are there any other questions about really anything that we talked about today? No, Maureen, Steph, am I missing anything? No?
No.
Okay. Pat?
I'll say if there are any other class fund agents on this call, we have content to make a final appeal for funds from our classmates by June 30th. All we have to do is say exactly what Jeannie said, that the future prospects are extraordinary. What's happening here is beyond anybody's imagination. And we have a great future to look forward to and to join in funding that by June 30th. So my classmates going to hear it. So I'll ask any other fund agent to do the same.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you very much. And reunion next year, as we look ahead, we're going to have a call with all class agents, class presidents, correspondents, to talk about what this upcoming year is going to look like and how people can participate so that everything that we're doing is working towards the same end goal in terms of these programs, initiatives, and things that we're looking to do, and also includes Sister Carol's retirement. So we have a really big year ahead of us, and I really appreciate the responses today and people's questions and feedback. It's a really exciting time to be at Chestnut Hill College and looking to the future. And also, in the beginning, when we showed those pictures of the Sugarloaf entrance, it's hard to describe how central that is to moving forward and really is the key to unlocking the future of the college, that entrance. it's the key to the future. So, it's kind of which came first, the chicken or the egg, the entrance or the programs. But we know that we have to have a safe and welcoming entrance in order to have the programs. And now that you all know the vision behind what's happening at Sugarloaf, you can see how all these pieces fit together. And I always, Sister Carol in 2006, having the foresight to purchase Sugarloaf, and then to see how everything is coming together now, it's really bringing things full circle, and it's really exciting. And to have each of you on this call today, we haven't shared this with a whole lot of people because we haven't been in a position to share it. So you're really getting kind of what we call a peek under the tent flap of what's going on. And we will have a strategic communications plan around this, where we will be making an official announcement. There will be hard material mailed out as well as a public relations piece to this, and more conversations. And it's always great to have people like Dr. Stephen Sunder, who have really been a lead, and this is definitely a team project, but a lead on that, to be a voice with us today in our conversations so that you can hear firsthand from the people who are working on this. And thank you, Dr. Sunder, for so wonderfully answering the questions and sharing with everyone about the program that you're working on, and Kathleen too, and Sister Carol. Sister, what are some of your thoughts at this point in time?
Well, I just want to say that as we approach the 100th anniversary of the college in 2024, you can be assured that the college is rising to the challenges of our times. Just as we did when we founded the college in 1924 to educate women when others would not. Relationships are central to our mission. Just, compassionate, transformational relationships. Relationships that are inclusive of every kind of dear neighbor without distinction. As astronaut Krista McAuliffe so aptly said, I touch the future, I teach. The seed of the future germinates in the soil of the present. If you consider our past, you will clearly understand the choices we are making in the present. And if you look carefully, you may glimpse the hidden seeds of the future taking root to birth the blossoms for decades yet to come. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you all
Thank you,
so
everyone.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And if you are
Thank you.
interested in learning more, please don't hesitate to reach out to anyone in institutional advancement or alumni relations. We're happy to talk in more detail about some of the things that we shared today, or put you in touch with the right people. And again, thank you. Happy reunion weekend, everyone. Thank you for joining us virtually. We really look forward to the opportunity to getting together in person again next year.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
all.
you. Thank you,
Take
Reverend.
care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay well, stay healthy.
Thank you.
Amen.